Welcome again to the Franciscan Hermitage here in Indianapolis, Indiana on the 32nd Sunday in Ordinary Time. I'd just like to point out from the first reading how the woman who the prophet meets is giving everything she has to the prophet, and in return she gets a reward that helps her to stay alive. And in this second reading, Paul is talking about Christ being that person who is giving us what we need to stay alive spiritually. And in the gospel, there is that story about this woman who just very, very quietly puts a tiny amount into the treasury. And Jesus says, she has given more than those who have given from their abundance. You know, my dear friends, there are so many of these instances that are happening in our everyday lives. Single individuals seemingly doing simple things that make a big difference. I have a learning disability, and I didn't know anything about that when I was a child. But because of that disability, when I was trying to read publicly, I had an extremely difficult time, and the students would always laugh. But I remember Sister Simplicia coming to me after one of those incidents, and she held me in her arms next to her legs, and she said, "Buddy, you don't have any problems learning. You just learn in a different way." And that made all the difference in the world for the rest of my life. That one single statement. And I just yesterday I got this on the email. The story of this youngster in Nigeria who was walking around and without any clothing, and who was starving and had been abandoned. And this Norwegian young lady saw him and took the time out to feed him something and then take him to a facility where he could be treated medically. Eventually, she adopted this little child, and this is how he looks today. And this is just one woman dealing with one child in perhaps a million, but she changed that person's life forever. My dear friends, you never really know how effective your loving presence can be for another person. As an educator, I sometimes get letters from students that I've had 30, 40 years ago. And they tell me, "Father, do you remember when you said this?" And they made a little quote, which I don't remember, but made a powerful impact on them. And their comment was, when you said that, you changed my life. And you know, that's the way the Spirit works. The Divine Spirit is within each of us. And if we are projecting that presence in the simple ways that may come even in a conversation, and you're doing that lovingly, you never know how powerful your words can be, or your presence can be, for the people that you are dealing with. My dear friends, these people are a brother and a sister to us. We're all connected. And when we realize that, we are going to be able to look at every single person who comes into our life, and we can give God's love to that person and make our world a better place, and eventually a place where we will have global peace. This week, pay attention to how you can be very positive with all the people you meet. Just a simple greeting can make a difference. And remember, if you're tuned in to the divine presence within you, you're connected to a powerful spiritual energy that is you. And when you direct that with love, there is no end to what kind of effects you can have, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. Have a wonderful week, and God bless you all.